Hi, my beautiful star. I'm Ella. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night. And so today's reading will be for my empaths. So if you consider yourself an empath, especially the type that when you're around people you feel suddenly drained, or it's almost like you feel so overwhelmed because you feel everyone's emotions and energies and you don't know what to do with it. And then when you come home, you're just so exhausted, tired. Maybe sometimes you're even holding on to the other people's emotions. So if someone was sad, then you become sad. If someone was frustrated, then you kind of like get that to yourself, so you become frustrated as well. And today then this reading will help you understand how can you better deal with your empathic skills, like how can you filter what you need to filter so you don't feel so drained. So it's basically mastering this skill of yours. And for that, we have two options. Please go ahead and pick one. If you need to pause the video, then do so to choose better your option. The timestamps will be in the description box. So when you're ready, let's start. My group one, welcome. Get comfortable because we will start your reading now. And so the first thing that I wanted to see for you was what cards represent your empath skills at the moment. And because we got the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Cups, I can really see here that you are carrying way too much. You are carrying other people's energies, definitely. It's almost like you are some kind of magnet to those things, especially when you go out. So if you are someone that goes to parties, that's the worst place for you. If you go to like celebrations where there's lots of people, you might feel very overwhelmed because especially when you don't have your empath skills worked well, you are not able to like focus on solely one energy. And what happens is that you're catching so many information from so many different people and energies. You don't know what to do. You feel suddenly very drained, or like you're carrying a burden. You might feel headaches or start feeling exhaustion, but that's because there is a need for you to focus on one thing specifically and kind of detach yourself from the moments, the energy, like where you are and the people that surround you. It's almost like you need to make that moment about you instead of focusing so much on other people around you. And I know this is most likely happening unconsciously, so it's a bit more difficult for you to work this out, but it's very important that you stay present and conscious as much as you can, especially when you are outside around other people. I can also see here that your empathic skills, in a positive way, they are very good to cheer up other people. So because you recognize, you can see how people feel when they are feeling like bad, and even though you might fall a bit to their level in a way, you can also help them cheer up. You can also help them have fun and detach a bit more from the things that weight down on them. Like it's almost like you allow themselves to have a bit more fun and to distract or kind of forget about their problems in a way. Your spirit guides are advising you to imagine like a very bright light, golden or white, just coming in through your crown chakra, at the top of your head, and then like kind of feel you all the way down, like your body. And once you are all just golden light, imagine that light expanding out of your body and creating a kind of like a ball of energy around you that you know that will protect you against other people's energies. Like they cannot interfere in your energy even when you are in their presence, or if you are in their presence. They are also saying that it's very important that when you come home after a day of being around people like that, and just take a shower. Like water for you is very healing and cleansing. It does take off all this energy that you start kind of like carrying with yourself, and just allow it to wash your body energetically. And so you might want to really take a shower the first thing that you do when you get home after being surrounded by many people or when you feel overwhelmed or drained. And now, for how can you use your empathy in an effective way for you and for other people? We got here that is very, very, very important that you focus on one energy at a time. So if you are surrounded by people, focus on one people specifically. If you just allow yourself to be thrown in that overwhelming, like full of different energies kind of environments, you will get lost. You will not be able to kind of ground yourself in the moment, and you will start obviously carrying and feeling overwhelmed and tired and drained, but also carrying other people's energy, and we don't want that. It's very important that you do this exercise consciously every single time you are surrounded by many, many people. If you're not necessarily surrounded by many people, but you are in the presence of someone specifically that has a lower energy, or that somehow you feel like you will get influenced by their own energy, it's very important that consciously you think like, do I want this energy for me? No. Then no, thank you. Okay? You don't have to believe that that energy will interfere with you if you do not agree with it. Like you have to say, like out loud or mentally, like, I do not allow this energy to interfere in me. That's why it's so important that you do that exercise every single time before you leave your house, that is protecting you in a ball of energy, because you know that there's nothing coming in that is not aligned with your energy, so nothing is going to influence you in a negative way. You might feel a very like back pain. I'm feeling so strongly now between my shoulder blades, but more to the left side. Um, this is from carrying energies that are not yours, don't belong to you. You need to filter this consciously for yourself, like, I don't want this energy, I don't want this energy. Like, you can be in the presence of some energy, but do not allow it to influence you, or understand that that energy is not yours. So if it is not yours, you will not carry it. When you carry other people's energy, it's almost like you're saying that energy belongs to me as well. And you need to say consciously to yourself, like, no, it does not belong to me, it is not yours. So you can keep it to yourself. I will keep my own energy to myself, and we can still interact. Although I would definitely advise you to not spend much time around people that lower your frequency, or that make you feel drained, or even get like headaches or back pain um, too often. With the Three of Pentacles here, I'm getting two messages. So the first one is, ask your spirit team for help if you need. If you find it hard to filter energies, if you find it hard to protect your own energy, ask them to protect your energy for you, or to filter it somehow, to even show you the people that should not be in your life, or that are kind of like influencing you in a bad way, in a negative way, or to show you the situation specifically, like the topics, the subjects there are making you feel drained, that don't belong in your life, that shouldn't be there, that make you feel bad or unwell. And I'm touching like my chest in the middle for some reason. Like, this might help you somehow. This might be related to your heart chakra as well. You might want to align it again. And the second message with the Three of Pentacles is help other people as well. Like, your empathic skills are not only like a curse for you, but they can also be very, very useful to helping other people. So, because you understand them so much, they feel comfortable with sharing things with you. and you have to use your own knowledge and discernment, but it is also very important that like you can help people without connecting completely with their own energy, you know. You can help people without entering their frequency. You can simply listen to their problems. You understand obviously on an emotional level how they are feeling, what they are feeling, but you do not have to act on it, or you don't have to step into that energy for a long time. You can simply listen to these people, understand what you feel like you could say. Like, it's about giving them advice or guiding them in somehow, because you understand what happens when someone is feeling that way or in that specific situation, and you know exactly what is the best solution there, or how can people um, evolve or overcome that situation. And so it's good that you do share that advice if they ask you so. But if you have people around you that are simply there to spill everything that they have inside, but they don't want to listen to your orientation somehow, or they just want to let it all out, it is not good for you, because you are extremely empathetic, to stay in a place where you just have to listen to this person, let it all out, and then you carry it with yourself. Nothing is solved, and that's it. Like, no, you have to be a bit more consistent and firm with the people that you keep around you. And because you are wasting energy when you are in the presence of someone, and even if you're not speaking but you're listening to, there's an exchange of energy there. And if you're not careful enough, what's going to happen is this person is going to almost like put all the trash that they have inside themselves to you, and then they will leave feeling a bit more light, but they haven't solved that problem because they didn't want any advice or anything that will change their behavior. So what will happen is that yes, they will feel lighter in the moment and maybe the next day, but then the problem will come back because they did not deal with it, they did not process, they did not change their behavior towards it. And so what's going to happen, they're going to feel that same thing again, they will come back to you, and they will just spill everything out again, and you will feel drained and drained and drained. Nothing is being solved, and that's it. Like, no, you cannot allow that to happen. You should focus and prioritize your well-being. If this is affecting you in a negative way and you're noticing that the person does not actually wants to change, even though they know that they don't feel comfortable in that situation, you have to be able to put boundaries. You have to be able to stop and say, look, I don't want to talk about it. I understand you have your problems. I already told you what I think about it, but I don't want to listen to it because it literally affects me in a negative way. I cannot allow that to happen anymore. So, regarding how can you improve your empath skills, I heard be more proactive. So, when you are helping people, you have to understand that you can literally help people with this skill of yours, with this gift. This gift is not meant for you to simply feel everything and that's it. No, there's a purpose to it. So they are kind of saying, like, give people a way out, because you know, when you feel someone's energy or emotions, if they are telling you something about what is going on in their lives, that it's very hard for them, like, you know exactly what they need to hear in that moment, you know exactly what they need to do in that moment to change things. And so it's about you connecting with this higher knowledge and give them a way out, saying you're not stuck there. There's nothing stopping you from changing. You can do this, this, and this, and that situation will stop happening. That problem will go away. So give people solutions, offer them, help them. Don't just stay there listening to their problems, okay? Like, I understand that it's very important that some people just need to let it all out, but you are not someone that are able to do that job for them, that work for them, because it literally affects you in a negative way. So it's either this person wants my advice, this person wants my help, and will do it, or if they don't do it, then at least don't come back asking about the same thing, because they already know what you have to say about it. Or you don't allow them to stay in your life in a position where they are just going to tell you, about all their problems and then you will carry the problems away from them. Like, no, that cannot happen. You need to truly protect your own energy here. I can see that there's a lack of boundaries from you, and this needs to change right now. That's the way that will lead for a very healthy use of your empath skills. And so, how can you consciously shield yourself from the energy of others? You need to be very present and conscious of every single step you take regarding this. So, it's very important that you understand that this life is yours, okay? Your energy is yours. You should not prioritize anyone else or anyone else's well being above yours. That cannot happen because there's no one that is going to do the same for you. So you will be at a disadvantage here. And that obviously makes you feel drained and like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, of course, because you are literally. Why are you carrying other people's problems? Because they could not solve it? That's the thing. Exactly. You see now, you carry their problems because when you have a problem, you solve it, right? You try to solve it. You try to find a solution. But because these people do not find a solution, they don't, and most of them, they don't even want a solution when they go to ask you or to talk to you about it. What's going to happen is that unconsciously you're going to keep that problem to you until you find a solution. And when you find a solution, but because this problem is not yours, you cannot solve the problem. So we will keep carrying the problem until that person decides to solve it. Once that person does not have that problem anymore, obviously you will not be carrying this thing. But the thing is, you need to start filter consciously the people that you keep around you. You need to understand that your empathic skills only work well if you are able to help someone or if you are giving guidance towards someone that truly wants to listen to it and change what they need to change. So it's about you understanding when someone is coming to you to just talk about their problems, let it all out, like as if you were like a diary or something, or when there's someone that comes to you for help, truly. And these people that need help, they see that they want your help. It's amazing that you give them your guidance, your advice in that situation, like the solution that you see that is the best way out. But if they keep appearing in your life with the same problem, even after you told them what they needed to do and they're not doing it, it's okay. Like, we are not forcing anyone to do anything, but you cannot allow their energy to interfere on you. And if they keep bringing the same problem, that means they're not solving it. So if they don't want to solve it, that's their own problem for their lives. But because it interferes with you, you cannot allow them to stay. So you truly need to be very firm in your boundaries here. It's like, are you truly going to listen to what I have to say about it and do it? Or are you just going to waste my time and energy? Because I cannot allow such thing. Like, my time and energy is so precious to me. And there are people out there that truly would listen to what I have to say and change their lives. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay. You can go talk about your problems with people that do not feel physically and energetically influenced in a negative way. Like, this is not your fault. If you feel some kind of guilt for not being able to truly just listen to people's problem and be okay, like not feel exhausted, drained, I can't, like, I'm feeling a pressure in the back of my neck to towards my head. So this might really give you like headaches. Like, I can see this happening truly. And it's about you being like, I will not carry anything that does not belong to me. So what you need to do for that to happen is you will not allow yourself to listen to other people's problems if they are not looking for a solution. That's that's it. That's what you need to do. And you need to be openly, how can I say? You need to talk to people about this. So you need to say, like, before they come and express what they want to express, you need to stop them and be like, this problem that you will just explain in a minute, do you want help? Do you truly want my advice? If they say no, I just want to talk about it, then you have to say, I'm sorry, but I cannot allow such thing because it influences me in a negative way and I have to protect my own energy. But I'm pretty sure that this person can go around and find other people that will feel nothing different in them by just listening to their problems. So that's okay. You two, it's like a win-win, okay? Even if this person gets a bit frustrated that you did not want to listen or sad, that's totally fine. You need to protect yourself first. No one is going to look out for you if you're not looking out for yourself. So, an open conversation with people about this is very, very important for you. And also, you being able to pick which one of these people will stay in your life or you will give your time and energy to. That's the best way for you to shield yourself from the energy of other people. And now, how can you restore your energy after being around other people? What we got here is really connect with source. You need to, like, when you finish being with someone that drained your energy or that you felt like you need a pause, you need a break, isolate yourself. It's good that, for an example, you're either going to be like around nature, that's very important, it could really help. So, a walk around nature, or this could literally be like get home and just spend some time just by yourself because you need to come back to yourself, you need to center yourself and not allow yourself to be so overwhelmed and a bit lost in other people's energies. And so it's about you truly just be by yourself, a bit more isolated for as long as you feel like you need, and come back to your own energy, center yourself in your true self's energy. You can meditate if it helps. Anything that really helps you connect with source really here. I can also see here that one way to truly connect with the source is by doing something that you love to do. So follow your passions, even if it's something small like your hobbies, or just do what in the moment feels like it's the thing that is calling you. So something to be more relaxed, something to do what you love to do, just enjoy your time by yourself. This will really help you recharge yourself. There's also a message that as soon as you get home, just undress yourself completely. I'm not only talking in a physical way, I'm not saying like be naked, no. But as I said before, so showers really help. So it's very important that as soon as you get home, you shower and get as comfortable as possible. So don't overwhelm yourself with sensations of clothes and hairstyles. And if you use makeup, like when there's too many things that your senses are catching on to, this will overwhelm you even more. So it's very important that you just put yourself in the most comfortable clothes. Your hair could be tied or just laid down, if as you wish, really, as you feel most comfortable with, and just sit in a place where you feel like it's comfortable. There is not much stimulation happening, and yeah, just enjoy yourself, just have a good time just by yourself. And so, my group one, this was your reading. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all love. I wish you a great day, and I hope to see you in my next video. My group number two, welcome. And so, have a seat, get comfortable, because we will start your reading now. And so, the first thing that I wanted to see for you was what card could represent your empath skills the best. And from what I got here, it's almost like you feel guilty that you can feel empathy towards other people, that you feel like they don't deserve your empathy. So I can see that because you understand the other so much, because you can feel how they feel, because you understand what's behind their actions, you kind of stop yourself from acting in a certain way towards them. So it's almost like you have a difficulty affirming your boundaries with people because you can understand what is going on behind their reaction. It's not like you forgive them, but that fire that you could use against them, let's say that way. So the frustration, the anger towards what they did to you or what they said to you, it is kind of like hidden or pushed away because of how understanding you are, because you connect with the energy, you understand what's going on behind it, you know why the person um, acted that way towards you. And this kind of like stops you from imposing yourself. And I'm not talking here about imposing in a healthy way, no, but it's about you being like, I know who I am, I know what I want for my life, and I know what I don't want. It's almost like you give your power away to decide what you're going to do with that person or that situation because you understand them in a way, in a level, and this makes you feel guilty of acting in a more assertive way towards them. Maybe even because you, not necessarily because you know how they feel right now, but because you know that if you say no, for an example, or if you impose yourself, your opinion about yourself, about your own life, if you say no to them, they will feel sad or frustrated or anything like that, and you will feel guilty. It's almost like you feel responsible for other people's feelings in a way or well being. And so you try to avoid being selfish because it's not like when you impose who you are, not towards someone or towards their life, but like for yourself, when you have to stand up for yourself, you kind of get a bad reaction from the other person and you believe that that's your fault. And so you try to avoid saying no or imposing your wants and needs if that goes against what the other person is asking of you in a way. It's almost like you're allowing these other people to use your empathy against you as a weapon to manipulate you, even if it's unconsciously, even if they don't have any bad intention. But the thing is, you need to understand that when someone reacts badly when you say no or you stand up for yourself, it is not because they feel bad, like they feel angry or sad against you or towards you, but because they feel angry and sad and frustrated about them. They created certain expectations and they were not reached. That's why. That's why they get that reaction. It's not necessarily about you specifically. Although their conscious self, because it is not very open or aware, might try to blame it on you specifically, they are just projecting. It's almost like I can hear you say to yourself, why did I give in? Why didn't I impose what I want? Why didn't I stand up for myself? Well, like you're blaming yourself constantly. You're blaming for doing and for not doing. So you're literally behaving as if your empathy is your worst enemy right now. I'm feeling my head pounding, so you might have lots of headaches because of this, or the back of your neck is very, very, very much tense. And this comes all from carrying this burden with you. And so now, how can you use your empathic skills effectively? Look, you need to build a wall around you. And I don't mean this like close off yourself forever. No. Okay. It's very important that right now you isolate yourself from these people that make you feel this way. Yes. But this is also about you creating some kind of distance, physical distance or emotional distance from them because you truly need to take a break. And even like you're going to start trying to be firm with your boundaries and say no when you need to say no. And this is a process that might take some time. So it's important that from the beginning, you are already kind of like protecting yourself against these people or these situations. And it's good that you isolate yourself because you need to do an inner healing first because of how guilty you feel about saying no or about not saying no. You need to go back to yourself. You need to analyze things in a proper way. You need to think what is most important for you. Is it other people's well-being? Is it yours? You got to understand, why are you feeling responsible for other people's well-being and emotions? Like, where does that come from? Was it in childhood that you believed that you were responsible for someone's happiness somehow, that you had to put yourself in second place to make someone happy? So it's very important that you analyze everything, you understand a pattern here, where is it coming from, and then you change it, you heal from it. That's the first step. You can only truly observe yourself and the situations that have been happening if you take a break from it and you look from a third person point of view. So that's why it's so important that for the next days or even weeks, if you need so, to keep some distance from these people specifically, or situations that will make you feel this way. Sometimes the most empathetic thing you can do for someone is actually not care about what they think or they feel. I'm not saying for you to hurt them, of course not. But listen, you can only help these people because if they expect you to prioritize themselves, they are most likely not prioritizing themselves, or in their life they have been prioritizing other people. That's how they learn that things should go. And so they kind of like try to teach you that way as well. And so the best way that you can change that in them, the best way that you can help them, is by challenging them without doing anything specifically to them. So what I mean by this is, just do it, you like, just say no. If you say no to someone that does not know how to say no as well, even if they know how to say no to you, there's someone in their lives that they are not able to say no to, or they weren't able to say no to, and they haven't healed that part of them. So you can help them by showing them what they can do, who they can become. You know, if you become someone that stands up for themselves, you're showing them that they can also become someone that stands up for themselves. So that's the most empathetic thing that you can do towards these people. If you keep feeding them what they want, they will not learn nor evolve. They will always be depending on other people to prioritize them. This is not healthy for you, and this is not healthy for them. So instead of believing that choosing yourself is being selfish in a negative way, no, choosing yourself is being very kind to other people, because you are showing them exactly who they can become, that they can also stand up for themselves, they can also prioritize themselves, they can also say no when it feels wrong to them. And you're also teaching them how to listen to their own body, intuition, emotions, when they feel good, when they feel bad in certain situations, or in the presence of certain people. So teaching works the best when you are the example, when you show with action instead of just talking to them. The best way for you to improve your skills, your empathy, is really take care of yourself. Do not allow other things to stress you out. You need to come to a mindset where you understand that to make other people happy or well, or to change for the better, you need to prioritize yourself first. You need to show them by example who they can become. How can they change their lives completely? So your empathy should not work against you. It should work to like towards you in a good way, in a positive way, to protect you, to defend you. Not defend you because we don't want to get into fights, right? But like to protect your energy if needed, and also to show other people they can use their empathy as well in the same way. You got to understand that words have value and power, and you should use them in a positive way. So they are saying that a no from you is one of the most powerful things that you can say out loud. When you stand up for yourself, that is already taking care of yourself. That is literally imposing boundaries. That's literally saying, I love myself too much to allow this situation or this person to interfere in my well being. This is truly about you standing up for yourself independently of what other people's will think or say or point out at you. There's a strong need for you to say, to communicate towards them. Like, you don't need to certainly disappear, but it's very important that you can communicate with these people. Like, I don't feel good about this. Like, I don't want to do this because you're asking me, because this makes me feel bad, because I don't want to, and that's my priority. I don't have to give you more than this. Like, I don't have any debt to pay to you, not mental, not financial. There is no debt here. You don't need to give anything. You don't have any duty towards these people. If it stresses you out, if it makes you feel bad, if it gives you headaches, if it makes you feel drained and exhausted, communicate that to the other people. And you might even have a surprise, because you have two kinds of people that can appear here, okay? You have the kind of people that will understand that you feel that way, because they did not know that was affecting you so badly, and so they will respect your no. But you have the other kind of people that will make you understand by their reaction. They will not react well. They will make very clear that they do not care about how you feel. And then you will understand how unbalanced that interaction is, because you're allowing yourself to give more than you should for that person, for their well-being, but they are not willing to allow you to not do this specific thing for them, or to not be the specific thing for them, independently if that's going to harm you or not. And then you will understand, like, I've been giving my energy away and my time to people that do not deserve it, because they do not care about me. They don't care about my well-being. Their actions show that. And so when we see how can you consciously shield yourself from the energy of these other people, you have to make a decision here. Not necessarily only a decision, but like filtering the people that you have around you. You need to understand by communicating to them how they make you feel, or how you feel towards the situation. You don't need to necessarily at the first time to say, like, no, I will not do it, and not justify yourself. If that's not who you are and you don't feel comfortable with that, you can go ahead and tell them, look, I don't want to do that because I feel this way, it makes me feel bad, I got a headache, I'm feeling literally pounding in my head right now. um and you will see their reaction, right? And then based on that, you can choose who is worthy of your empathy and who is not. If you have people that will react to you in like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that, like, obviously it's totally fine, like, I don't want you to feel bad, like, physically and mentally and emotionally, like, I didn't know this was such a burden in a way for you. And these people you can keep around you, because you know that if you talk to them and you express how you feel, this can be a very healthy relationship and interaction. But if you had the other type of people in your life that they will still say, oh, but just do this for me, even though you just said that it makes you feel so bad, that it affects you in a negative way, and they do not care, almost like they do not listen, that's not important enough for them to stop asking you this, or to stop imposing this on you, you will understand that those people do not deserve your time, your energy, and your empathy. And you will start giving your empathy to them. To those people, you can be very assertive here. You can say no, and you don't need to necessarily justify yourself. why are you justifying yourself to those people? Oh, because they asked me why. Yes, but you know that by justifying yourself, they will not accept your why, right? They will simply try to use your answer to manipulate it or to find solutions for you to have a reason to do it, what they want you to do. So it's not that they want to listen to your reason, it's not that they want to understand you. They just want to find a way for you to do that thing besides knowing that you feel bad when you do it. So it's really about how will you consciously, who will you consciously choose to be in your life and to interact with. And so you will see here two completely different sides, two completely different energies. It will be easy for you to know who is supposed to be in your life, who is not supposed to be in your life, who you can choose to be empathetic towards, and who you shouldn't waste your energy. But the final choice will always be yours. And so now, as the final question here, how can you restore your energy after being around these people? The first thing that I see here is really, really just be by yourself. Isolate yourself a bit more. Close yourself off in a way. So don't go around sharing things about you, or it's very important that you keep yourself more silence in a way and more focused on your life rather than give yourself to these people. So you might just want to take some time just by yourself doing something that no one knows you're doing, maybe going on a different path without telling other people. It's about you starting to prioritize yourself without necessarily having to share that with other people. It's like you will not go around and say, oh, going to start to say no to people, or I'm going to start to prioritize myself. No, you don't need that. It's a more quiet kind of work. It's about you focusing on yourself, you're protecting yourself. That's why you're closing yourself off. That's okay. That's healthy as long as you don't exaggerate that, right? If it's about just protecting yourself against the people that don't care about you, even if they say so, but their actions show that they are not concerned about you, then just take some time away from them, okay? There's other people that you can use your empathy towards. I can hear them say, like, be free. Be free from these people, be free from their judgments, free from how they will feel. Like, what matters here is how you feel. If they don't prioritize you, that's okay. You will prioritize yourself from now on. And it's about you doing things without, it's not only without telling anyone, but just don't justify yourself. Sometimes, like, for an example, someone comes and tells you, like, asks you to go out with them, okay, but you don't want to go out with them because when you are in their presence, like, it's not that they are bad people or you're judging them, but they're just not aligned with who you are. It's almost like they're not compatible in a way, or they just make you feel so drained, and that's your sign that you're not meant to be in their presence. So what are you going to do? Are going to say, no, I don't want to, and let them think what they want to think about you as well, you know? Don't be afraid of them believing that you are this cold person that does not care about others, that is so selfish when you know who you truly are. If you know who you truly are, it doesn't matter what other people believe about you. And you will also see that is very interesting. The people that start to see you in a bad light after you stand up for yourself are exactly the people that were benefiting from you to put yourself in second place, from you to prioritize them instead of prioritizing you, prioritizing their well-being instead of yours. So you will understand that these people that suddenly see you in a bad light or believe that you are something that you are not are exactly the people that you don't want to keep in your life, or at least close. Okay, they're not worthy of your energy, of your thoughts, of your empathy. They don't deserve this. You need to start cutting off people, energy, interactions. And don't justify yourself. Don't explain yourself to those people. You're just losing and wasting your time with them. They don't want to hear why you don't want to. They just want to have a way for you to do it. It's almost like you're trying to find excuses, even if you're just telling the truth, but in their mind you're just trying to find excuses, and so they will give you this option and then the other option, and oh, you could do this, but you could do that, but you did it, like they really don't care about how you feel. So it's very important that you be like, okay, I prioritize myself. My emotions and my well-being is way too precious for me to just give it away like that for people that do not care about me. And so I won't go there just because you said I should, or just because you wanted me to go, because I don't feel good about going there and I don't want to, and that's fine. That's your right to choose if you want to do or if you don't want to do. You're not forced to do anything or to be anyone. You're just yourself. And so, my group 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending you all love, and I hope to see you in my next video.